Welcome, 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 welcome. First off, I want to say this. It's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming. I want to say this too. Drip. It might be a little shiny. Let me see. You see that? You see that? We live in this thing. We live in this thing. I got too much light on it. It's all right. Drip, though, got this microphone in my hand, logo on this thing. What's up, y'all? What's up? Anyway, let me get back to the matter at hand. This is GNC Sports Talk, where we do it for the culture, by the culture, because we are the culture, right? That's one. This is the number one sports podcast. Why? Because our mama said so. That's right, because our mama said so. Yes, I said our because my dynamic twin, one half of the duo host, is not here with me. This is something that I may be taking on by myself for a little while, and that's fine. Solo show. This section of the YouTube channel is called From a Fan's Perspective. If I had a round of applause, I'd give you one. I really can't because I got the microphone in my hand. Whatever. So this is From a Fan's Perspective. This is an extension of the show. We rant, we rave. We will do all the things and then some, and if not, none. And yours truly, Gary, here, as you can see down there. I'm giving you all the tea, the flavor, that brand new flavor in your ear, if you will. And if you read the title of this, you know what the name of this here podcast, this first installment of From a Fan's Perspective. This is about the Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight, y'all. This is something that I've been waiting to talk about. I think this is a perfect time to honestly get into it, right? So without further ado, let me get into it. And if y'all hear something, you know what I'm saying? That's just my little background music. I'm trying it out. So y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about it, right? We'll go ahead and get into my unbiased, unfiltered opinion, right? This is my perspective. I want you guys to jump in the comments. I want to hear yours. Without further ado, November 15th, precisely 9, 10 o'clock, depending on where you were, Mike Tyson, Iron Mike Tyson, if you will, took the ring against Jake Paul. 27-year-old Jake Paul versus 58-year-old Mike Tyson. Took the ring, took the world by storm. Approximately, give or take, 65 million people watching around the world. And y'all, Netflix had issues. Get to that later. I also have a story at the end. But let's go ahead and get into some specifics, if we will. 65 million viewers live on Netflix. Biggest thing that I can say Netflix did live, if this is their first thing. If it wasn't, then hey, it is the biggest thing. Spoiler alert, Mike Tyson did not win. Jake Paul won. The scorecards read respectively 80, 72, 79, 73, and 79, 73. Unanimous decision going to Jake Paul. Now, if you were shocked, I don't know why, right? I'm not sure why you actually thought this would go a different way. I'm not sure if you thought this was a serious fight. But I did. I went into that fight thinking, hey, if Mike Tyson get in the first couple rounds, he'll shock the world. Mike Tyson also had issues earlier this year with his health. I think near death, but I won't speak on that if it's not near death, but he did have some issues. And that just brings me to the whole thing about it again. He's almost 60, 2 years removed from 60. You got a 27-year-old, no matter whether people think he's a good boxer or not. If you even think he's a boxer. The thing that we have here are some circumstances that just couldn't be avoided. It's only two athletes that I know modern day time that defeated Father Time. Tom Brady and still playing right now LeBron James. Nobody else has done it. Mike Tyson looked phenomenal in all of his glory. The man looked like he could knock out 10 people in a row without breaking a sweat, but yet still his age played a factor. Also, early in Mike Tyson's career, he never really went the distance very many times, if at all, right? So we have that going on. So age, he never really went that far in the rounds. And also, these are 2-minute rounds, 8 rounds all together. Usually you see 10 to 12 rounds, 3 minutes apiece. And I know people will talk about the contract and things like that, what they found out afterwards. But the fact still remains, some of you all took this very much serious. Now, for Jake Paul, who wanted to be established and known as a real boxer, right? This is the opportunity of a lifetime for him, no matter what happened. But here are three things that I want you to know that I had already said needed to happen, that should have happened, and that did happen. One, Jake Paul could not get knocked out by Mike Tyson. I'm just going to let that marinate there for you. He could not get knocked out by one of the greatest knockout artists of all time in boxing history. He could not. Second thing, Jake Paul could not knock out Mike Tyson. The reason why I say he could not knock out Mike Tyson is because you don't want fans, if you want to be considered something real, to think that it's rigged, right? So that's number two. He could not knock out Mike Tyson. Well, number three is the simplest of all. It had to go to the judge's scorecard in order for you to think that this is a real legitimate fight, right? Like whether you thought or think that Jake Paul is a good or legitimate boxer, many don't, some do. He could not let it go anywhere but to the judge's scorecard so that you can think of him as a real boxer going up against arguably one of the greatest of all time, depending on how you rank it, right? So that's in a nutshell what happened, right? Mike Tyson came out strong in the first 2 rounds. The following 6 looked real suspicious, right? No, it didn't look suspicious. It looked just how it's supposed to. And that brings me to the story that I have. So I went and met a friend, and there was another friend there, not my friend, her friend, right? And it was a heated debate or argument, if you will, right? I know my level of pettiness and my level of sports knowledge in my own head, right? I think I'm a savant. I probably am not. Who cares, right? But I'm very opinionated and strong in my beliefs. And I'm not a pretender. I'm a realist. I stay in the real, even if this is up there and sacrifices my family, right? Well, I say all that to say this story takes place as I enter the bar, and it's freezing on every screen around the world. I think I'm safe to say that. It's freezing everywhere, and Mike Tyson and Jake Paul are walking out. And there's so much trash talking going on as, hey, Mike Tyson gonna get him. He gonna knock out Jake Paul. 58-year-old health issues. Remember what I said. Jake Paul, 27, young, spry, whatever. He gonna knock him out. He gonna knock him out when the fight starts. And I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed because why are you sitting here really believing that this fantasy is gonna happen? So the fight goes, and Mike Tyson gets a couple shots the first round, gets a couple shots the second round. And I'm telling the guy the whole way around, hey man, this dude 27. He gonna outlast him if nothing else. Well, he 27, he should knock out Mike Tyson. That don't make sense. You don't rush into a fight when you don't know what the other person has or doesn't have, right? If you rush into a fight, you look like Nate Robinson. Nate Robinson got kapowied in whatever amount of time because he rushed in like this, right? So you have that happened. So he was getting heated and all that, and I told him what happened by the third round because, as I said earlier in this video, Mike Tyson never really went the distance, right? So the guy got angry and got up and walked off, and I was called a little boy, but not to my face, right? I'm called a child because I guess I wasn't on the hierarchy of Mike Tyson defeating all odds, including Father Time. But what I want to say is, how can you be so serious about something that wasn't serious in the first place? I'm clearly dumbfounded still as we sit here 2 weeks removed. Like, you were really mad because I wasn't on your side, because I was a realist, because I knew what was going to happen, because I followed sports. It even gotten to the point of what Mike Tyson retired in 2005, which was true. But it also got to the point of he also fought Roy Jones Jr. back in 2020 or 2021, which baffled me even more because it occurred to me halfway through this talk, debate, heated argument, whatever you want to say, that you were clearly thinking with your heart, not your head. And I'd have to ask if your heart is pumping real well. Because I asked the guy, well, just because somebody's younger, that means they should beat that behind belt to you know what, if you listen to what my brother said. And He had no answer. I say all that to say it's not really something I try to get into with certain people. I really am one of those people that looks at things holistically. So I never look at it from a fan's perspective. Yes, I have my teams that I root for, but I'm harder on them than anybody. So you can never hurt me, if you will. The other thing I want to bring up after that story and these points of the fight that nobody should have been shocked about. I mean, again, title of this is Why So Serious? Why So Serious really plays a point in this last little dot that I have to end this on. Netflix is being sued right now, ladies and gentlemen, because people were mad that the fight was not in working condition and it didn't stream well. This wasn't really a real fight. This was Netflix's first attempt. The reason why I think it's crazy from my perspective, Netflix didn't do anything that they said they wouldn't do. You pay for a subscription for Netflix, they didn't charge you anything extra. Yeah, did they have streaming issues? Sure, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people are sitting on somebody else's Netflix account also, which Netflix has been trying to get rid of these multiple accounts. Give you multiple accounts and get rid of people being on other people's things that are not in the same household. Right? So that was Netflix's ultimate purpose, if you ask me. We're going to find a way to make sure everybody in this global economy has their own Netflix account, whether it's from the lowest to the highest totem pole. You got to have your own unless you're in the same household. And if not, we're going to find a way to do it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was this fight. I heard people logged out the accounts that they were in and had to create their own. And for anybody who's upset, I'll tell you this. You're not deleting your Netflix account because Netflix has done a great job of being ahead of the curve. Everybody else complains about this Disney, this Hulu, whatever it may be, right? I ain't heard too many people say they're going to delete Netflix. People are talking about the Christmas Day shenanigans because Beyonce will be performing at halftime. I guarantee you Netflix will have it on point. Guarantee nothing's going to go wrong. And even if it don't, guess what? Netflix ain't charging you nothing extra to watch these live events. They fulfilled their duty. You have an account, anything else you would have watched that night, I guarantee you it worked. The live thing just didn't happen. Get over it. Why so serious? Thank y'all again for tuning in this brief thing. The very first of many. Once again, GNC Sports Talk. We love y'all. We're here every Tuesday with the exception of a few, right? Holidays, we got to get our own time in with our family too, right? But we are here every Tuesday. Every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. on the West Coast, and the good old 5 p.m. on the East. I'm sorry, the West Coast Pacific. East Coast is 8. So 5 Pacific or Western, 7 p.m. Central. That's what we at. And then 8 p.m. on the East Coast. We're here every Tuesday, giving y'all the best hour that we can. We got segments, we got music picks, we got all the things that you could ever want in an hour. And now that we have, from a fan's perspective, maybe y'all can help me get my brother on here. We have from a fan's perspective where I will be diving into certain issues and topics that happen throughout the week. So y'all will get a little bit more of that, and you'll see a whole lot more of us also. I guess I'll take it from the top real quick. Once again, this is GNC Sports Talk. I am Gary, one half of the dynamic duo. This is GNC Sports Talk, where we do it for the culture, by the culture, because we are the culture. Number one sports podcast. Why? Because our mama said so. And once again, this here section is called From a Fan's Perspective. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. And without further ado, I bid you an adieu. I'll see y'all real soon.